Okay, so I tried doing this video before. All I was doing just rambling the entire time. So we're going to talk about this $30 IFAK that you can get off Amazon. It's more of an ouch pouch. It's not really much of an IFAK. It does have a tourniquet, but not like a cat tourniquet. Beyond that, it's got a few other things. So right out the front, these technically are not on the front. You do have a Molly style setup, so if you had to add something like a tourniquet, we'll get into those here in a minute. You can. A little Velcro patch up here. It's also Molly, as you can see. Very similar to those bags you can also get off Amazon. On the back, it's got a button up, or a button hookup system, as well as more Molly, so if you have a different or better way to hook it up to your bag, you can. And you just have these kind of doing whatever. That was unnecessarily aggressive. Has a little hole right here, so if water or anything like gets inside, it doesn't hold the water. I'm not too sure if this is waterproof or not. I don't want to get my desk wet, so I'll just look into it and figure out if it is. Well, let's go ahead and open it up. So, like typical IFAKs, this quick first aid kits, you can technically open and then rip it, kind of like, but then it turns into this absolute mess. Yeah. Anyways, so let's go ahead and just get everything out of here. And, oh yeah, I'm missing one little bit of it, which is this. So, on the inside, 2 elastic bands and a piece of like paracord rope. I'm not too sure what this is for. There's kind of a whole bunch of stuff in here. Elastic bands here, a double set of elastic bands, so you can put more stuff in there. You can technically fit everything inside here without the bags. I prefer to have it set up with the bags, mostly because the inside of this isn't really designed for these things specifically. And we'll get to that here in a second. So, I'm going to put my pouch patch back on here, and we're going to put this to the side. Okay, now I've got it more or less set up the way I want to. I'm very sorry about this shine. Anyways, so let's go ahead and just kind of get into how I have my bags set up. Just a normal Ziploc bag, nothing special about it. It's got various different things in here. Kind of the basics. It's got various types of just normal adhesive style bandages. You can kind of see those are little boo-boo bandages. Butterfly bandages. And so on and so forth. Just various different styles. Your more traditional style bandages. And I think, yeah, these are all traditional style bandages. Oh yeah, a knuckle bandage, 2 of them. Oop. Sterile gauze, more bandages, just bigger bandages. That's all these are. 2 different sizes. Hopefully, that's kind of why I don't think this is as reliable of an IFAK. It's more of an ouch pouch. I like the word ouch pouch, so I keep saying it. So this tape here is kind of similar to this tape, just more sterile. I'm pretty sure this is made of paper. It's made of like a cotton paper kind of material. But technically speaking, the actual bandages are these guys right here. So, just kind of giving a quick rundown. If you ever take a BLS class, basic life support class, if you ever take one of those, they're going to tell you these are bandages, while like cotton balls or those gauze pads are dressing. Wound dressing, to be specific. Kind of like how this here says burn dressing. It's because this has no adhesive stuff into it. But anyways, I'll put these up real quick. Okay. So, going on to the other bag. This is just PPE, and this is what they classify as their tourniquet. Though it is technically a tourniquet, it is not like this tourniquet. This is a separate one, and it's actually a cheap one. We'll get to those in a minute. So disposable gloves, I think you should have more than just one pair, but just in case you forget a pair, those are nice to have. These don't really have, there's nothing really in here that these can be used to apply, but they're in here, so we're going to keep them. And then just various types of sterile wipes. You got soap wipes for, you know, just simply cleaning up a wound, or it's more or less just to get dirt off of the wound. And then there's antiseptic cleansing wipes. Apparently these are sting-free, so I guess that means they have no alcohol or peroxide in them. And then I don't know how these got separated out like that, but excuse me. Sting relief, so if you get like a bee bite, wasp bite, anything like that, and it just hurts, you know, you can use those. I don't personally care for something like that. Iodine pads, you know, just wound dressing mostly. That's more or less if you're going to draw blood or something like that, I suppose. And then an abundance of alcohol pads. Just this one. Just a whole bunch of them. Because alcohol pads are going to be the one thing you use the most of. These are all more or less, you know, situational based. These back. So, though this does not come with anything, where the heck did I go? Oh, never pulled it out. So those these do not come with anything for drawing blood or lacerations or anything along those lines. This is technically, focus, this is technically a tourniquet. Just stretchy material. I'm not about to undo it because I don't want to have to redo it. But we'll get a little piece out here. Just elastic material, just like you would get whenever you go and get your blood drawn. Oh crap, see, this is what I didn't want to have to work with. I'm just going to double them. There we go. So this is not something I personally would use. I don't know how to draw blood. I am by no means a nurse. I'm just simply a BLS provider. So, majority of the stuff in here I would be using. Like the alcohol prep pads and stuff like that. You can also use those to sterilize a wound. So, I keep them in there. Same with the iodine packs and all that sort of stuff. So these, actually, let's talk about this first. So the burn dressing. This is, look it up to verify, you know, if there are different types. But to my knowledge, this is for first degree burns and first degree burns only. Surface burns, nothing more. If you put one of these on there beyond that, you are doing nothing but doing more damage than good. If it comes down to something like a third degree burn, you basically treat it like you would a normal wound. Put some put some bandages on it with dressing, and just try and keep the blood from going everywhere. Excuse me. There's also burn clot and blood clot and stuff like that. That's not in this pack, but those are more or less so. So this comes with 2 triangular bandages. I don't want to get one of these out, but essentially what these are is a long piece of fabric in the shape of a triangle. You can use it for stuff like a sling. You can use it make a splint if you get some sticks or something rigid. All sorts of things. Yeah, no, just look up how to use these. I might make a video on a couple things you can do with them. I'm no professional with these things, but if I had to in the field, I could do something with them. Now let's do this first. So this is a one-way valve for CPR. These are the garbage ones, but I'd rather have this one than be carrying around a giant balloon or a whole mask. The masks are better. You should definitely have the mask, but this will get the job done. So instead of putting your mouth on somebody else's mouth, excuse me, instead of putting your mouth on somebody else's mouth, you can use this. This is very good for just all around, you know, general CPR. Now that's not going to do you a whole lot of good if they start throwing up or start hacking and coughing. I'll be 100% honest with you. The masks make a good seal around the face, even on a bearded person. Excuse me. These aren't going to do you a whole lot of good when it comes to, you know, when they start throwing up or if there's a lot of blood and stuff like that. Because this is literally just it's more of a shield, really. It's not even anything beyond that. I don't want to open it because I want to keep it as sterile as possible. But essentially, you can see kind of right here, it gives you instructions on what to do. But like I said, I don't want to open it. I want to keep it sterile. But no, this is only going to do you so good. Get you an actual mask if you have the coin. It is totally worth it. I'm more or less trying to stay compact and seeing what I can get away with on a budget. This is not what I would recommend on a daily basis. This is just more gauze. This is similar to whenever you get your blood drawn again. So, ironically, they just kind of threw in medical supplies in here. That's about it. But, like I said, I don't want to open it. It's sterile. But this is that stuff that, once you peel it off like you would tape, you wrap it around your arm, and then it'll stick to itself. It's good whenever you are either in a situation where this stuff is just too much, or you run out of this stuff, or this is just too many extra steps for the application. This is just more or less good for just general use. Again, it's one of those things that unless you keep it in a sterile environment, it becomes unsterile if it's out of this package for too long. Emergency blanket. Emergency blankets are nice. This is just an all-around nice thing to have. This is one of those things that go a lot further into it's more of a creature comfort than it is a actual medical supply. It is a medical supply. It's mostly meant for keeping your body warmth. So if you're the kind of person that, you know, you get cold very easy in the winter, you can take one of these with you, and this can be something you use. There's videos out there where people take those tiny little tea lights that's this is for my boot polishing stuff, but like little tea lights that aren't even this big, and they light them in the winter, wrap themselves up in these things, and put it basically like between their legs, something like that, or just sit down with it. It warms them up fast. Excuse me, because it's made of, like, you know, aluminum kind of material. I don't really know what exactly kind of aluminum this is, but that's all it is. It's just aluminum. And it works miracles. It really does. The medical application for this is if somebody is in hypothermia or shock, you know, their body temperature is really low. You put this around them. This helps them stay warm, keep them in a warm environment, all that good stuff. I don't think this will do the same thing for cold. So if you're trying to like keep something cold, something like that, I don't think this will do anything for it. But it will keep warmth in because it reflects the heat all over the place. Let's do the poncho. This does the exact opposite of what this does. This keeps you, I'm sorry, this does not do the exact opposite. This keeps you from getting wet, as everybody should pretty much know. This is a rain poncho, to be specific. Pretty sure it's Chinese. Don't really matter. Plastic is plastic at the end of the day. And then we just have tweezers that I have not taken the plastic bit off of, but I keep it on. Keeps it a little more compact. Not by much. These are shears, not scissors. These are good for cutting off sections of clothing and stuff like that you need. These are just normal scissors. These are good for really anything these aren't good for. But realistically speaking, these are kind of unnecessary. They just added this in for basically saying they had X amount of items. I don't remember how many items a set of thing has, but yeah. So alright, so while I'm packing this up, let's talk about all the things this thing does not have. It doesn't have an actual tourniquet. It has a blood draw tourniquet, or I don't actually know what the proper name for those are, but it has tourniquets for drawing blood. That's pretty much it. Beyond that, it doesn't have much of anything in terms of like major blood stoppage goes. So if that's not the middle of this, dang it. So for whatever reason, you need to stop a lot of blood very fast. This kit is not going to do it. Don't even grab this kit. If you see somebody with major artery bleeding, arterial bleeding, puncture wound bleeding, anything where there is mass amounts of blood to where it's basically causing a puddle in a matter of a few minutes, if not a few seconds. Don't even touch this thing. You actually, I take that back. You can grab this thing if you're outdoors, use one of these, and turn them into a tourniquet. That's about it. And that's assuming these things are strong enough. I've not tested these. I've got 2 of them, so it may be worth it just to see. But I would rather just keep these on standby for a sling. And I bought a 4-pack of tourniquets. These are absolute garbage, and I'll explain why here in a minute. They kind of upset me. But that's for here in a minute. I'll explain. Just let me pack this ball back up. Okay, once you get your pack all filled back up, zip it up. And I like just take scissors and put them on the edge here. There's probably a better way to do it, but I don't know. So let's talk about probably the most important thing this pack does not have, and that is a tourniquet. And this tourniquet is cheap. It's absolute garbage. Let's talk about why, and talk about why Amazon's no longer selling these. So this slack here, no matter what you do, you can't get it out. This slack is dangerous. This slack is going to get you or somebody else hurt. Realistically speaking, it should be about that tight. And that's where you can twist it one time, and that's it. Instead, it's got all of this extra slack that you cannot get rid of. I don't know if it's just this one. This is the only one I've opened. Actually, yep. Oh yeah, these are terrible. This one's actually worse. Because this one you can't even cinch up. That's terrible. Look at this. These things are melted together. They're absolute garbage. There's no level of consistency to them whatsoever. Yeah, these are absolute garbage. I could probably make one in my backyard for cheaper and better quality. But that being said, I would rather have something than nothing. And, well, a tourniquet is better than no tourniquet. So, for the time being, I will be running one of these. I just hope I don't ever have to save somebody's life with it. It's similar to a gun. Pray I never have to use it. When I went to go see what the price of these were, I think these are like 25 bucks for the whole 4-pack. Whenever I went to go looking for them, they're Chinese. They literally came from China. And these are the most dangerous tourniquets you could have bought. I saw something on there. This guy was reviewing tourniquets, talking about the Amazon ones. And he said he went on there and he said that it looks like all of the cheap ones were weeded out. So I actually went on, bought a 4-pack, thinking I was getting the good ones. And I think I probably went on and got one of the ones that not been weeded out yet. I don't want to be the same guy and repeat the same problem, but I did go on Amazon and I did not find this pack of tourniquets. I don't remember what the brand name was. I can't leave a review on these, so these are no longer on Amazon. But, that being said, this is more or less a testament to you should probably do your research and figure out, which ones are good ones. Because that level of turnage there is ridiculous. It should only take 2-3 turns. 3 turns max in order to save somebody's life. As soon as you get it on, cinch it down real tight, and it should quite literally just be one. Like, by this time, it should already be tight. This one takes about that many turns before it actually starts to cinch up. And then we have to start really putting down some pressure. I was able to get my blood flow to stop with this tourniquet. I was able to actually stop blood flow. The way you do that is you basically put it on your arm. Don't put them on your leg. You could, but it's unnecessary steps. Put it on this part of your arm. You cinch it down real tight. Then you feel for your pulse. So, all in all, this pack is worth it, but I would not go as far as saying it is a IFAK. It's an ouch pouch. All it is, just an ouch pouch. And that's fine. For 25, 30 bucks, whatever I spent. This one is going for a discount of like 23 bucks right now, so it's kind of worth it. You're getting what you're paying for. That much is true. It's attached to my bag, my rucksack at all times. And excuse me. Yeah. So this video has gone on long enough. I don't want it to be too awful long, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here. If you want more of an in-depth video on this stuff, I'm more than willing to do it. I am trained to use all these things. I am trained in basic life support and basic first aid. So, I wouldn't say I'm certified, but I do know what I'm talking about. So, yeah. Okay, bye-bye.